Today we are going to look into the age-old question. Can the left meme? I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, so can the left meme? Well, these are memes that I pulled off of pro-choice meme pages, and we're going to look at them one at a time and see, can the left actually meme? Let's find out. Here's the first one right here. So this one says, if life begins when our heart starts beating, why wasn't my mom's second ultrasound considered to be my birthday? I mean, I was alive. Sarcasm. I don't know, maybe because the word birthday means the day you were birthed? Are you serious? Terrible. Moving on. Okay, next up we have Sarah Silverman. Stunning and brave, I know. She says, much like the pro-lifers, I believe in protecting the child when she's being forced to have a baby at 14. If there's ever a better example of a self-refutation, I can't think of one. Like, this one takes the cake. This is it. She says, when she's being forced to have a baby at 14. Now, I'll give her some credit that she at least calls it what it is, a baby, and she doesn't hide behind these meaningless terms of clump of cells or a fetus or, whatever the pro-choicers like to use to dehumanize something that's actually human. At least she uses the word baby. So what she's saying is the best way to protect children's lives is to kill children. When she's being forced to have a baby at 14, I believe in protecting her life. Well, how would you protect her life? Well, by letting her get an abortion. By letting her kill what Sarah Silverman calls a baby. I mean, this is a dumpster fire. But let's keep going. This one says, they consented to get pregnant by having sex, and then a slap, and consent to one activity is not consent to another. If I had a dime every time I heard this, guess what? I went and gambled and lost all my money in the casino. But consent to gamble isn't consent to bankruptcy, so I get to keep all my money. Ooh, or I consented to play a game, but I didn't consent to lose. I mean, it is just a denial of reality to deny cause and effect. Because the only way that pregnancies are procured is essentially by sex. It is a direct outcome of sex. So if you're going to deny basic cause and effect, it's just idiotic to say consent to sex is not consent to pregnancy. It's just idiotic. Let's move on. This one says, a totally unique human being is formed at concept, and then it says, slap, it's a zygote. It only has the potential to be a human being. As if that means nothing. Well, let's back up for a second. Robin, who's being slapped, says a totally unique human being is formed at conception. He says a human being is formed at conception. Now, let's just stop and ask ourselves, what is human being? The word being just describes what something is. You can have inanimate objects that are beings. This microphone is a being because it exists. It's just what it is. It's a being. So what they did is they took out the word being and replaced it with zygote, which is a being. If it exists and it describes what something is, it's a being. So they just said, it's not a unique human being, slap. It's a zygote, which is a human being. It only has the potential to become a human being. And that's what gets to me here. Does that mean nothing? Does it mean nothing to have potential of life? I mean, if your kid, God forbid, goes into a coma and the doctor says, oh yeah, they have the potential to wake up, but we're just going to pull the plug. I mean, you would be outraged. Like, you just said my kid has the potential to wake up, and now you're saying it's okay to kill them, knowing they have the potential to wake up? I mean, these people treat potential like it means nothing. And they don't even understand what human being means, so. Okay, so let's move on. So now, we got a penguin, or a puffin, a little bird. It says, I think it's more humane to abort a child than to have it be raised by parents that don't really want it. This one just twists my stomach. This one just, quite frankly, makes me sick, that people actually think that this is humane. I mean, what would give me, or anybody else for that matter, this authoritative power to say, your life's gonna suck, so I'm just gonna kill you so you don't have to suffer through it? I mean, honestly, who gets that authority? Just from a purely secular viewpoint, when you're dead, that's it. You're dead. No more. There's no going back. You're dead. But if you are a child who's raised by parents that don't want you, or you are a child growing up in poverty, those situations can be overcome. You can come out, you can eventually live the life you want, even if you grow up under terrible circumstances. And that just brings us right back to our potential. An abusive household or a life of poverty, that person still has potential to come out of that and live a life they want to live. But that, like all other potential, is just cast aside. It's just garbage. Potential means nothing. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So let's move on to this one. Oh, this one is good. This one is good. Please note, abortions are being banned before assault rifles. It's not about the sanctity of life. It's about control and power. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just realized something. Don't you know that assault rifles should be banned because they have, get this, the potential to kill? But wait a minute. If guns potentially kill people, then shouldn't they also be banned? I mean, if I really do believe in the power of potential? No. And here's why. A gun by itself, as you know, is about as harmful as my watch. And owning a firearm is protected by the Constitution. But guess what's not protected by the Constitution? Murder. What was that? I couldn't hear you. Abortion. Ah, good to know. Actually, I went ahead and I fixed this one for you guys. Here's what it should say. Please note, murders are being banned before assault rifles. I mean, come on. Newsflash, cannibalism is being banned before forks and knives. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, moving on to a really good one here. This one says, why do pro-lifers say pro-choicers are uneducated? Yet pro-lifers literally disregard scientific facts. Now hold that thought, because this next one I'm going to show you, it's from the exact same page. And this is what it says. If abortion is murder, are condoms kidnappers? Like, what am I supposed to say here? They claim that we are scientifically uneducated, and then they make a meme that is scientifically illiterate. Here's the thing. A unique, distinct human individual is not formed until the sperm fuses with the egg. That is what we call fertilization. That is what has its own unique DNA, separate from the mothers and the fathers, not just the sperm. The sperm, the semen by itself, it's not a human. That is just, how do you say that we are scientifically uneducated and then make something like this? It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Okay, let's see. This is the last one, and I saved this one for last. Here's what it says. It says these, and then it shows little bitty humans, do not have more rights than these. I guess teenagers. And that is finally where we can have some common ground. We can finally agree that yes, fetuses, little tiny human beings, do not have more rights than bigger human beings. They have the exact same amount. Finally, we can agree on something. So there you have it. There's just a handful of pro-choice memes, and the verdict is, no, the left cannot meme. Sorry. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. My videos are never going to be monetized. I'm never going to pester you to like or subscribe. All I ask is that if you got anything beneficial out of this video, that you'd please just share it with your family and friends.